Okay, so how does this work?
You'll see when you just press A.
A. Loading content.
Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead and start a new game. Yes, this one. This is the first one.
Episode 1, the first turnabout.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Alright.
This is the first time I play anything like this.
Yeah, and with a Nintendo 64 controller, no less.
Ooh.
Damn it! Why me?
Oh.
I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it.
I'm gonna turn on the fan.
August 3, 9:47 AM. This record defendant lobby number 2.
Boy, am I nervous.
Right.
Oh, hiya, Chief.
Well, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well.
Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case?
Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Well, that's news to me.
I want to help him out any way I can. Do you know what a defendant is? The person being accused of something is the defendant. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much.
It's over! My life and everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, it's him.
Death, despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die.
Yeah.
Nick!
Hey there, Larry.
Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die.
What? What's wrong, Larry?
Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away?
The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the Butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do!
Yay!
I got mine.
Oh!
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
Oh!
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. That's not what you want to hear your lawyer say.
Yeah.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness, aka this game's tutorial.
Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Oh. So this is where my knowledge is coming to. Okay, so the defendant is Larry.
The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Yeah, I remember the name.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do just fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Well, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh.
Ah! Why didn't I know the victim's name? Ah!
No way! I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim! Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot, temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the Z button to check it at any time, okay?
Oh, that's mildly convenient.
Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case?
What is that?
The Z button is here.
What is it? This one?
Yeah, that's the Z button.
Oh, it's so convenient.
So now you can press this button to switch between the evidence and the profiles. So these are your items, these are your people. So swap to your people. Yes. And you can see Cindy Stone, age 22, the victim in this case. A model, she lived in an apartment by herself. That's Winston Payne. Every name in this game is a pun, by the way. The prosecutor for this case lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across. Also great for a tutorial guy.
Yay!
So yeah.
What was the name?
You can check it out. You open this to open the court record and that to swap.
Cindy Stone.
The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was...
So the autopsy report is a report of what they looked at the body. And so time of death was on July, right? Is that July 7? I don't know my months.
Yeah, July.
Between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma.
Oh, okay, here we go.
She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
Well, they can't use it as a murder weapon.
Must be heavy.
Oh, yeah.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence.
Statue added to the court record. A statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Okay, well there you go. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial.
Alright. Larry.
It's just the description that it showed you. On the original, it didn't show you the description like that, so you did have to, but now it just doesn't. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the Z button on the Nintendo 64 and Nintendo Switch Online controller to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready.
Oh god, Larry, please don't mess this up. Please.
Yeah. So, and if a word comes up and you don't know what it means, you can just tell me.
Hey.
Let's just hope he doesn't say anything, something. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Larry. Why is he much more confident?
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony.
Didn't they all die?
I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever.
Yeah.
What's it to you anyway?
Larry!
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it!
Your Honor, the victim's passport.
It looks kind of like mine.
Yeah.
According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Oh no, she went to France.
No wonder she died. She visited France. Passport added to the court record. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way!
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
I don't know why, but the first case in this game, it never gets this explicit. It's just this, daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions.
Larry, please.
Should I? Wait and see what happens or stop him from answering?
Oh god. I actually have to do things.
It's like insanely hard to lose on the first trial, so don't worry.
Okay.
Don't sweat it.
Don't sweat.
As he's sweating in the background
Yeah.
profusely.
I don't know. Do I make Larry embarrass himself or do I embarrass myself? Okay.
My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Oh! Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant?
Shut it, Larry!
That cheating she-dog!
Larry, no!
No, I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this!
Larry.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy. This is so not looking good.
Yeah, I think I messed up.
Next question.
No, he was leading you into a trap.
You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't.
Uh-oh. He went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly or stop him from answering?
I don't know. I feel like whatever I'm gonna do is Larry's gonna mess it up. I'm not gonna do this again. I don't know. Please, Larry, answer honestly.
I know. I'll send him a signal.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, I was there. I win.
Let's go! Do not say anything else.
Order. Well, Mr. Butts.
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
Oh.
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Oh.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
Oh no.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand.
Ah.
Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions. Is this correct?
Oh yes! Newspapers, yes! Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
He saw it. And that's why he saw it. Witness's account. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry, because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead!
Oh no.
I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone.
Okay, am I supposed to like remembering stuff from this?
It's gonna repeat it in a second,
Wait,
so yeah, just watch.
I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Blackout record added to the court record. Electricity in Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime.
But that doesn't make any sense. Or unless I'm stupid. If it happened at 1 p.m., why would it happen at 6 p.m.?
So from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Ah, noon, right.
Now, Mr. Wright,
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
you may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor. All right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the Z button, then point out contradictions in the testimony.
Okay, so...
You don't have a whole lot here.
Statue in the shape of a finger is relatively. The victims apparently arrived home from Paris on July 30, when there was a murder, the stone building was up for time of death from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Sometime in that time.
But didn't the witness say that it could occur around 1 p.m. when he got in the apartment?
Maybe.
You know this one.
Just you'll get the chance to in a second. So cross-examination. I was going door to door. Selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment.
What is Q?
This is press. So that's if you want more information on that specific statement,
Okay.
then you can press for more. But otherwise you can go left and right or B and A. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment, and then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Are you certain?
I am so smart.
Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m. Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Okay. So you bring up the court record,
Okay.
and you hover over the evidence that you think contradicts that, and then you press that.
Oh.
There you go, your first objection. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Saw it. Why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart.
Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again?
Alright, the time of discovery. You did it. You did that pretty fast, too.
Okay, so I'm gonna predict what he's going to do. I'm gonna predict what he's gonna do. He's gonna pretend that he's gonna have a watch with the incorrect timer. It wasn't working. I don't know.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time.
Oh, he heard it, I guess.
There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television.
You know what? This is very dumb. He could have just said, oh, I had a watch and it wasn't working correctly.
Is the volume right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Alright. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television.
So I want to see my evidence. The victim wouldn't have time to record the tape, the television, but yeah, there was an entire tape for it. Right! Yeah, if they said there is no electricity, then the television wouldn't be working. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Look at you. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said that there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sword?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite.
Wait, I remember now. Mr. Solid, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught.
Yeah. It's been like this since the beginning. Why are you just noticing?
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Solid. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Alright, hearing the time.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there?
Oh.
Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
Wait, what?
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Clearly, it would have been the easiest thing to say from the start. Why did he say that?
Because he's lying. Gladly. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
What does it have to do with the clock? I need to ask. What was it?
You can help. The murder weapon.
Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon.
You are so dumb.
That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something?
Something's fishy here. It must have been what I saw.
Oh, wait, no, yeah,
It skipped to the next one. So this is the statement you just were on. Wait just a moment! The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
What? You, with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Saw It.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock.
You're getting him.
What happens if there's a big plot twist and suddenly there is actually a clock in the statue? That would be
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, Mr. Payne?
as the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock.
God.
The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud.
What?
As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see.
What?
Yeah.
So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock.
How? Give it to me.
Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Oh God.
So he's saying he saw a clock that sitting on the table in the apartment.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and that was just lucky damage.
Do you have any issues with that?
I do. I have a lot of issues.
Don't we all?
What was that? Alright. I do.
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony.
Oh.
The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment or knew the victim.
Went to the apartment.
You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder!
Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there!
I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. It's quite based indeed.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw... Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you, I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn, give him death!
He's not doing too hot.
Order in the court, I say!
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor,
you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
the whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply examine the clock's batteries, ask the neighbors, or try sounding the clock.
Okay, so I need to prove the sound is there.
That,
Okay,
yes,
try
that
sounding.
he did indeed hear the clock.
But what happens if the clock broke when you was hit?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25. Ah!
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it. I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit.
No!
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you.
Now that I actually fail.
There's nothing I can do about it now.
No.
Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over.
I'm having my anime moment.
I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
Yes, I do. I do not.
Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There was a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Ha! Tough words! Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Okay, that definitely no. Okay, so why was it 3 hours slow? Because they traveled to Paris. And the time changes. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, where are we exactly?
We're in America.
We're in America. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Paris is like in the other part of the world. It's not 3 hours. It's hard.
Well, you only got 5 options, and one of them is your badge.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm a lawyer, Your Honor. That's my proof.
Well, Mr. Payne can't come back from that. He is a lawyer. He has a badge.
It could be a possibility. I don't know how realistic that is. That's what I'm gonna go with because I don't think of anything else.
Alright. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours.
I'm so smart.
When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast!
Ah! I just blew my own mind.
The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It, or should I say, Mr. Did It. Oh.
Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly, and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts.
Not guilty.
Yay! Let's go!
He's got confetti and everything.
And with that, this court is adjourned.
Yay!
It turns out that Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Saw It let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Saw It grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Alright, District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel.
My life is over!
Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Oh, Nick! Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no! I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed.
But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry.
Harry?
Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent.
Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat.
Oh, no, I couldn't. He's already hitting on her. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook.
Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present.
A present? For me?
Why will you give that?
Wait, wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry?
Larry. Are you so sure?
Excuse me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him. Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about?
Oh.
So something that proves that she cared a lot. You can get this wrong and it won't really matter, but you only get one chance, and it's like a slightly better ending. It's not gonna like affect the story or anything if you get this wrong. But what proves that she really did actually care about Larry?
Well, not the autopsy report, not the blackout record, not the attorney badge.
I think it might be our badge.
Now, if she went to Paris all the way with the statue, I guess she cared about the statue.
Maybe.
Or maybe the passport had like a record of she actually wanting to come. No.
That's a bit of a stretch. Once you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains.
Yeah, give me a statue.
Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? What about that clock?
This is the clock you made for her, Larry, and she took it with her when she traveled.
Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all.
You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will.
Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks.
Hope that made him feel a little bit better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave me on. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident.
Oh no!
And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. That's not ominous at all. That's...
Yeah, no.
The end.
Oh no.
Brand new episode has been added.
Oh.
Yes, let's save. And then just hit B. Can I turn down the AC a bit? Are you hot? because I want to turn out the AC.
You're hot.
I,